Tēnā koutou, I'm Anne Patillo, and this year I had the privilege of being a Core Values Awards judge. Over the last 20 years or so of my involvement with IAP2, I've seen the Core Values Awards really shape, nurture and advance our practice. And our practice matters. The awards is an opportunity for us to see the best of our practice and the best of our practitioners. Core Value 1 reminds us that our work is driven by a desire to ensure that everybody enjoys a universal human right. Core Value 1 says public participation is based on the belief that those affected by a decision have the right to be involved in the decision-making process. Every day I use the core values as a reflection point, a development guide, and a performance measure to advance my own practice and the practice of my clients. Enjoy the Core Values Awards wherever you are. My thanks to all who entered and my congratulations to the winners. Noho oro mai.
I want to share with you core value number 1, which is built on the belief that people affected by a decision have the right to be involved in the decision-making process. This core value underpins IAP2 Australasia's advocacy policy position. IAP2 Australasia believes that engagement, when done well, improves social, economic and environmental outcomes and increases trust in the democratic process. We advocate for communities to be authentically engaged in decisions that affect them in alignment with IAP2's quality assurance standard for community and stakeholder engagement.
Core value number 2, public participation includes the promise that the public's input will influence the decision. Probably one of my favourite core values, and also it's a bit of a tongue twister. You try saying that really fast 3 times.
For me as an engagement practitioner, the core values are the foundation, the guide and the measure of good engagement. Follow them and you shouldn't go too far wrong.
Public participation seeks out and facilitates the involvement of those who may be impacted by or are interested in a decision.
For me, the Core Values Awards showcases what is possible when engagement processes dig deep, when they go the extra mile, and when there is a firm commitment to engagement.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the virtual stage our MC for IAP2 Australasia 2020 Core Values Awards, Susie Jacobs.
Good evening and welcome to the Australasia IAP2 Core Values Awards. Here we are at our gala event, living on purpose, connecting with community and engaging in a real way, no matter what the external circumstances. We choose to come together and celebrate all that we've achieved. Well, you've achieved really. I've just rocked up for the fun part. I'm streaming live from Bondi Beach and I'd love to know where you are in the world. So get the selfie sticks out and send me those pics. Before we commence, I'd like to acknowledge the traditional custodians of the various lands on which we gather and all the First Nations people joining us today. I pay my respects to elders past, present and emerging, and recognise and celebrate the diversity of First Nation people, their ongoing cultures and connections to the land and waters of Australia. And let's face it, we're not all Aussies here at IAP2. So let's acknowledge Maori as Tanata Whenua and Treaty of Waitangi partners in Aotearoa. Now, a special shout out to the Core Values Awards entrants, their family and friends. And of course, massive thanks to our directors, judges, trainers and ambassadors. And needless to say, thanks to you lot who love to lift people up, celebrate them and have a rockin' good time while you're doing it. Remember to post your woohoo pickies on the IAP2 Australasia Facebook page. I've already done mine, and use that handle IAP2 Australasia. Okay, let's talk about the awards. IAP2 Australasia's Core Values Awards recognise and encourage projects and organisations at the forefront of public participation. There are three major awards this evening: the Australasian Organisation of the Year Award, the Australasian Research Award, and the Australasian Project of the Year Award. Now, here's a fun fact. We received 67 applications across all categories, which is kind of astonishing when you think about the year that's been. Like people, our entrants were completing their submissions while there was COVID and bushfire chaos going on around them. These awards recognise excellence. So of the 67, 16 reached the standard of excellence required to be awarded, and they made it to the finals. Entrants in the following categories did not reach this standard, which means no award will be, none of that category will not be awarded. And for those categories, they're the Indigenous Project, the Advocating for Engagement, and the Smart Budget category. So the Core Value Awards gives members the chance to showcase their work to the world. And to talk more about this, please welcome IAP2 Australasia Chair, Mr. Tony Clark. Come on down, Tony.
G'day, Susie, in this virtual world, and lovely to be here from Creswick in central Victoria.
Creswick, thank you. Lovely. You know, I really like to be able to connect with people and find out where they are. So this is awesome. I've got a couple of questions for you. How do you, when did the awards get going? Like, you know, these are awards of excellence. How long have they been going for?
Oh, look, I've been going for 15 years, and it's just been interesting to watch how they've, continued to grow and more interest. But I think it's really important to acknowledge that the quality of what's going forward has improved, and it's a mark of the people we have in the profession and a mark of how the industry is growing and improving. It's been awesome.
And what, just out of interest, how long have you been chair of the awards?
Ooh, I've been chair of the boards for about just over 12 months now.
Fantastic. So I've got to ask you one other question. I'm just going to come to it here. Just bear with me for a moment. Tony, can you sing or dance?
I can do all sorts of things.
You can do all sorts of things. Tell us a bit more about the awards.
Sure. So look, I think one of the fantastic things about the awards is that it provides a real forum and to demonstrate actually what we do. And it's not just about what we celebrate within our own industry and making a lot of noise around our own house. It's actually really building that whole credibility piece in the broader community, because there's so much, discussion and to a degree we are still, teaching, businesses in the community that engagement is not just about a phone call. It's not just about sending a letter to someone. Engagement is truly having discussion. It's letting people giving them the opportunity to be heard, taking that and turning it, a great idea, into an absolutely awesome idea. And these awards really, provide that benchmark. And I think that it's just fantastic. And I really want to extend my thank you and congratulations to every single one of those 67 people that took the time and substantial effort to put in for an award. Because regardless of whatever the outcome is, everyone's a winner. And so, well done, everybody.
And it's an emerging industry. One of the things that struck me as I was watching all the entrants and their video packages was just the extraordinary work that goes into it. And it was really inspiring. Like it's, as an outsider to your industry, I don't know a lot about community engagement. Obviously, I did my research as I was coming in to do this. But really, that human connection piece and that ability for big government projects and these massive projects to be able to connect with the community, I would think that these awards allow you to tell that story to a wider audience.
Oh, absolutely it does. And, we live in a world now where information is immediate. It's real time. And for people not to be able to have their say, and for, governments, businesses, organisations to be able to capture that input in a meaningful, constructive and positive way to help manage and really, deliver what we have to do, is crazy not to. And the value we add to what goes on out there is immense. And these are a great way to capture that.
This is just a side question, Tony. Are the community surprised by the earnestness of what they're encountering?
I think there is I'm not sure surprise is the right word. I think there is a genuine, what's the word for it? I suppose, concern or suspicion. Are we actually being genuine when we go out and talk to people? Yeah. And I think where the surprise comes is that people are starting to realise that this does actually matter. This does count, and things do change. It's not perfect, but it's certainly getting there. And I think that's where the community are surprised, because there's, so much, you're talking to me again. Yes. But you're not going to listen, and that's what we're changing in this industry. That genuineness, the authenticity is really coming out now, which is awesome.
Yeah, Tony. Before we move on, any last words for this community that you're at the leading edge of as chair?
Look, I think for all the IAP2 community and the engagement community out there, I think we're living a very exciting time. And I think the opportunities that is out there, that COVID, while it has presented many, many challenges, no doubt about it, it's also presented many, many opportunities. And it's time to be bold. It's time to be, to take a risk. And I think IAP2, we're going to be doing that. And we're going to be coming out very shortly with a whole lot more information to our members around post-nominals and how we really lift up the credibility, advocacy. We're going to go make sure that we actually have a voice. And we're really keen the whole inclusion piece, because if we can't include our whole community, then we're not actually representing our community. So there are some really exciting times. Anyone who's out there who wants to join, I encourage you to do so. Get your friends out there, get them to join, and get involved, because you can make a difference. Absolutely, you can.
I love it. Thank you, Tony. Thank you so much
worries.
for joining us. Please thank the chair of IAP2 Australasia, Mr. Tony Clark. Thank you. And a big thank you to all our judges, all 16 of them, who have volunteered their time to review and score the entries and then meet in panel groups to determine the award winners. Hundreds of hours are volunteered by judges. And we're lucky enough to have two of the major award judges with us this evening, Claire Murrell and Lisa Prowse. Good evening, Claire and Lisa. How you doing?
Great. How are you?
Hello.
Very, very, very grand. This is an exciting evening. As award judges, I've got a couple of questions for you. What sort of qualities, or are there qualities that you start to notice as the award winners are selected? Are there shared qualities?
Yeah, thanks for asking, Susie. I think probably what stood out for us as the group of judges was that the winning entries really demonstrated a sensitivity and an empathy towards communities and stakeholders, particularly in consideration of what communities are dealing with the bushfires and COVID and floods and anything that is really impacting on communities at the time that we are working with them. And to continue to ensure that approaches are fit for purpose. So that's absolutely the quality that we saw across the board that was shared, that real empathy that engagement practitioners have.
Yeah, love it. Lisa,
Yeah.
what did you discover about the industry through the judging process? How long have you been in the industry for?
Almost 30 years.
30?
So, yeah, 30. So it's been a while.
Wow.
I think for me, I'm not really sure if it's a discovery, but it was really great to revisit the passion that practitioners have for our projects, for our practice, and really for excellence and striving to really deliver well. It was great to be sort of catching up with Claire and Anne. We had some fantastic conversations through this process. Conversations about the practice, about what excellence is, what collaboration means, those kinds of things. So it was good.
Those lovely big picture conversations.
Yeah.
Claire, we've heard passion, we've heard empathy. How do you feel about the current state of your profession?
Look, there are more words that come to mind, and obviously adaptability is a massive one, and the resilience that's been displayed and creativity. So as a profession, we're adaptive, but we're also incredibly supportive of each other. It's a really generous sector and really generous industry. But we do feel like the award entries and winners are just the tip of the iceberg, and I think we'll see many more than 67 applications, per year in years to come. We actually, as judges, were thinking the whole sector deserves an award this year. The way that people have paused, adapted, and supported the practice to get through this really incredibly difficult time. And as Tony acknowledges, there's some real benefits and learnings and reflections which we will all no doubt have. But it's been really hard, and our communities have gone through a lot, and we've been there for them, and we've been there for each other.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And so great to come together on a night like tonight, as I said at the beginning, to really celebrate and acknowledge. And it's such a great skill to be able to do it for yourselves when everyone's busy out there in the rest of the world, caught up in their own stuff, to actually value this it's important. But just one last question, Lisa. Having seen and perused all these entrants, 67 of them, seen the winners, what advice would you give to people thinking about applying and submitting a proposal for next year?
I would say remember the criteria first and foremost. So how your entry is being judged, and follow those criteria, because it makes it easier for us to I guess make some of those decisions we need to make. And remember, it's about the core values, so really reinforce those values. I would say to really let your passion for the project and what you've done come through in the writing. And there's no shame in acknowledging who you've worked with, who you've collaborated with, partnerships that you've needed to create, to really make sure that your engagement has done what it's needed to do for your project. If that makes
yeah. Part of the engagement, right, is to acknowledge everyone involved. Great
Yeah.
tips for people applying for next year. Claire and Lisa, thank you so much for joining us. And I look forward to speaking to you both later in the program. Let's rock and roll. Time to celebrate. Okay, so we begin with our first awards. And the first one is the Community Development Award, which recognises and honours projects that build capacity within communities, allowing for cultural and linguistic diversity. Winners in this category demonstrate broad community engagement to identify shared issues to generate local solutions. There was just one winner in this category, and the winner is Sydney Olympic Park Authority with their entry, Sydney Olympic Park Disability Inclusion Engagement.
Congratulations to Sydney Olympic Park Authority for their project Sydney Olympic Park Disability Inclusion Engagement, winner of the Community Development Project category.
Welcome to the Thrill and Cheers Paralympic Sport in Sydney Olympic Park. This activation has been a result of a partnership between Sydney Olympic Park Authority, True Sports Events and a number of disability sports organizations that are based in Sydney Olympic Park. And hopefully people will not only be excited about Paralympic sport but also about disability inclusion.
How do days like this create kind of more of an inclusive community within our community?
Days like here that we have out at Sydney Olympic Park doing inclusion sports is a great way for the local community to see what inclusion's all about.
Hi there, I'm Louise Savage and very excited to be here today to see so many sports on offer for people with disabilities, but also for everyone else to come and enjoy it as well. Have a bit of a taste of what a lot of Paralympic and non-Paralympic athletes get up to.
We've got the wheelchair rugby, we've got Little Athletics New South Wales, the free throw challenge, bocce, and wheelchair basketball. It's all happening here at Sydney Olympic Park.
So activations today celebrating International Day of People with Disability are really important because they convert the non-converted, I guess, in regards to accessibility and inclusion and being aware of them.
Today is really important for the park. We're known as the sporting capital of Sydney, and having inclusion sport as part of that is a really big deal.
Mister, what does inclusion mean to you?
I think everyone being involved and getting to have a go at things.
The judges commented that this entry showed an effective demonstration of understanding and use of the IAP2 spectrum. The challenges faced were overcome with sensitivity and a creative approach.
Congratulations to Sydney Olympic Park Authority. Your trophy is on its way. Next, we have the Disaster and Emergency Services Project Award, which recognises engagement with the community and or stakeholders when dealing with flood, fire, earthquake and other natural or man-made disasters that have significant community impact. Our winner demonstrated a strong commitment to the IAP2 core values. So, congratulations goes to the Department of Transport, Regional Roads Victoria, for their entry, Golden Ball Bridge, Northeast Victoria. Woohoo! What a win!
Congratulations to Department of Transport, Regional Roads Victoria, winner of the Disaster and Emergency Services Project Awards with their entry, Golden Ball Bridge, Northeast Victoria. What a fantastic example of not only advocating for community but managing the internal politics and power to lead to enhanced outcomes. It demonstrates a great commitment to genuine engagement and good decision making. Authentic, passionate and honest submission.
Amazing work by Department of Transport, Regional Roads Victoria. Our next award celebrates excellence and in community and stakeholder engagement for projects that relate to the environment, including traditional and renewable energy, resource and sustainability projects. Now, before announcing the winner, we're awarding one highly commended, which goes to Northern Beaches Council for Protect, Create, Live Northern Beaches Environment and Climate Change Strategy 2040. Congratulations to the Northern Beaches Council. And now for the winner of the Environment Project category. And that winner is Shire of Augusta Margaret River, Climate Action Augusta Margaret River with Elton Consulting for their entry, Climate Action Plan Summit.
Congratulations to Shire of Augusta, Margaret River, Climate Action Augusta, Margaret River, and Elton Consulting for their winning entry in the Environment Project, Climate Action Plan/Summit.
This is such a wonderful idea to take a world sporting event like this and then make a partnership with the local community to talk about an issue which is of fundamental importance to every living thing on this planet, and particularly us humans who are not only causing the problems but are reaping the disaster that we've sown.
I'm a Warrandi Marmon. I'm a saltwater man from the southwest here. Our country is our mother. She was Budjari. She gave life to us. But it is our duty, all of us as caretakers and custodians, to make sure that we look after it for the future generations. We need the land, but the Budjara doesn't need us as people.
We have our long history of Wadandi people living here and looking after the area, and we want to continue that in partnership with all the community to really keep this place special. We're all here because this is the early stages of a revolution. It's the global sustainability revolution. We understand the problem that's before us, and what we need now is action.
The WSL involvement here through their Pure campaign is hugely influential. They speak to millions and millions of people every single day. So whilst as individuals we can do a little bit, together we can do a lot.
This can't be a party political issue. It's not like you're either in it or you're not in it. We're all part of it. I mean, you know, the environment is our mutual address. It's where we live.
We're all in this together, and we need a chorus of people in our community, all communicating this message of hope and change in different ways to different people.
Our hope is that through this summit there may be other communities around the world that are motivated to do a similar thing and bring some action to their beaches and to their local environments.
As our old people say, if you look after the land will look after you.
It's got to happen in the community, and we've got to make the changes. We need action now.
The judges commented that this entry was an impressive, layered example of community-led engagement, which outlined the role of an established committee to advise and oversee the council-wide engagement process. The approach demonstrated good consideration of audiences and challenges, and provided multiple channels and avenues to inform, engage, and build awareness across the community.
Love that video. And I think it was Ben Elton who said, this is our mutual address. What a great way to think about it. And I get a real sense as I watch these videos, that two-way conversation, which is so lacking in so much of what we experience when we see media and we're being talked at, and this two-way conversation. What you guys do is absolutely amazing. I'm feeling inspired. So let's move on to the next award, which is for projects that primarily focus on engagement with the community on projects or topics that relate to health. Award applications could include public participation processes for projects, policies, or initiatives. So it is a massive congratulations to our winner, RACQ and Democracy Co. for Rethink CTP Online Citizens Jury. What a win.
Congratulations to the winner of the Health Project Awards, RACQ and Democracy Co. with the entry Rethink CTP Online Citizens Jury.
RACQ's been advocating for motorists since 1905, and we think, as the principal and peak motoring club here in Queensland, it's time that we really got behind CTP, really had a good look and took the covers off and found out, are we getting what we paid for? Are we getting the very best scheme? And is it the scheme that Queenslanders want? And really, we hope getting all the facts so that they can report back and give Queensland what it needs, which is the very best CTP scheme for the future.
A citizens jury is really just a collection of everyday Queenslanders, and we're working with them to support them in learning about compulsory third-party insurance and also make sense of how can we put some really good improvements forward that help everyone. So they're very much in the mindset of taking this very seriously on behalf of all Queenslanders, which is really great to see.
I've lived in Victoria for most of my life, and I recently discovered the CTP scheme in Queensland is quite different in some respects. The Democracy Co, who are running it, have been really great at trying to keep things very neutral, making sure that we get input from all the different stakeholders, all the different sides, and always stressing sort of the importance of, critical thinking, recognising our own biases and those of others, but trying to think beyond that to come up with an independent kind of view.
First thing that struck me was I wanted to know more about what CTP was. I think as a jury we have to not lose sight of our goal, which is to make recommendations for improvement. That doesn't mean that we have to understand all the nitty-gritty. It just means we need to sort of get the gist of the system, how it's working at the moment, and where the major inequities are. And I think if we can do that, then we can make some worthwhile recommendations.
It's very interesting. Everyone has an opinion, but I think somewhere along the line we're starting to all build opinions that benefit the group as a whole and will actually benefit Queenslanders, still taking into account insurers and the legal community that also participate. So the process at the moment is pretty hopeful.
My role here is to answer questions, to explain things in a factual and sort of non-biased way to the extent that I can. So I'm an acknowledged expert in a part of the system. And as a witness, my role is to explain to jury members the way I see the system working, give them an idea of the perspective that I come from, and then to be able to answer their questions, because these are all really thoughtful people, they're engaged and they want to learn, that's why they're here.
So we look forward to reporting back in not too distant future about the outcome, and thanks very much for taking part.
A fantastic example of a well-considered jury process. The process was both thorough and nimble in its pivot to online during the COVID pandemic, and never once compromised the quality of the engagement being undertaken. The response to both the unwillingness of the industry to participate and the COVID situation was imaginative and extremely thorough.
I love that. That's, the citizens' jury. I look at it and I can't even imagine the process that's involved in gathering all those opinions and all those different insights from people and pulling them into sort of one proposal. I think about my own 2 kids and just trying to navigate 2 people, let alone a whole jury. But what a great idea. Love that one. Okay, so now on to the award for infrastructure, recognising the planning and or design of projects that will result in a new or improved built infrastructure across any number of sectors. Now in this one, we have a highly commended, and that goes to City of South Perth, the City of South Perth Connect South. So round of applause and a big woohoo for City of South Perth before we go on to announce the winner. And our winner this evening is Transport for New South Wales for involving community in the design of the Princess Highway upgrade. Congratulations to Transport for New South Wales.
Well done to Transport for New South Wales, winner of the Infrastructure Planning and Design Phase Project Award, with their project involving community in the design of the Princes Highway upgrade in the face of bushfire and COVID-19 crises. This project showed an agile and adaptive approach in response to unprecedented challenges, including bushfires and COVID-19. A solid response to the bushfire crisis through postponing consultation, the project team undertaking bespoke empathy training and reaching out to emergency services to understand affected areas.
Love it. Facebook Live for good. Okay, congratulations to Transport New South Wales for really leaping on that bandwagon and using Facebook to do some good stuff. So the infrastructure project construction phase is our next award. And it really recognises and honours projects that involve the building of new or improved infrastructure such as roads, parks, sporting fields, bridges, pipes, dams, buildings, and airports. The new or improved asset could be from a range of sectors. And again, for this award, we have a highly commended, and that goes to the Department of Transport, Regional Roads Victoria, for the Great Ocean Road Caring for a Community Icon. So well done again to the Department of Transport, Regional Roads Victoria, for your second award this evening. Okay, and on to the winner. And the winner for this award category is Lend-Lease Engineering and Brisbane City Council for Kingsford Smith Drive upgrade, a new entry statement to Brisbane. Congratulations.
We congratulate Lend-Lease Engineering and Brisbane City Council, winner of the Infrastructure Construction Project Award for Kingsford Smith Drive upgrade, a new entry statement to Brisbane.
Lend-Lease is proud to deliver the Kingsford Smith Drive upgrade project on behalf of Brisbane City Council. Our inspired design will transform one of the city's busiest roads to create an iconic journey and entry statement to Brisbane. A tree-lined boulevard will be created from east to west for the whole extent of the project, providing a vibrant urban corridor and memorable experience for motorists. Lend-Lease shares Council's vision for creating a lasting piece of infrastructure that is more than just a road. The Kingsford Smith Drive upgrade will create a Brisbane landmark and future-proof our city for generations to come.
This entry demonstrated good public participation outcomes over a long-term, hugely impactful project, with unforeseen challenges along the way, including significant project delays. A real issues management project with a willingness to alter tactics if approach was proving unsuccessful.
Congratulations to Lend-Lease Engineering and Brisbane City Council. And now to the final project subcategory this evening. The Planning Project Award recognises and honours best practice in engagement across a broad range of planning activities, including energy, water, health, transport policy development, services planning, organisational strategic planning, and physical, social and economic development of urban and rural areas. Now for this award, we have 2 highly commended, plus our winner. So the second highly commended goes to Department of State Development, Manufacturing, Infrastructure and Planning, Articulous Gold Coast Waterways Authority, City of Gold Coast, Deke Richards and John Gaskell Planning Consultants for the Spit Master Plan from Conflict to Consensus. Congratulations. Not going to be saying the full name again though. Congratulations. Okay, so the first highly commended goes to District Council of Yankalilla for Nature's Best. Let's plan the rest. Congratulations and well done to District Council of Yankalilla. And now to the winner. Congratulations goes to the City of Sydney for Planning 2050. Congratulations, City of Sydney.
Congratulations to City of Sydney with Planning for 2050 judged winner of the Planning Project Award.
We invited you to write and share your stories about Sydney, and you're the ones that are doing this, so we really want to thank you. For the city, your stories will provide us with more than just your personal reflections. They're giving us an insight on what it is about Sydney that the whole community values as we develop our work towards 2050. I hope you get a lot out of today, and thank you for being here.
This is our vision of the future. We need your help to make it happen, starting today.
A look of incredulity. But why? That I don't have a watch or a phone? At least for photos? But he can't know. May have a camera in my pocket.
Surrey Hills was my favourite haunt of the city. Once a breeding ground for Sydney gangs and fraught with crime, it's now a place to be seen.
Some would say that it was bad and needed to change. I, on the other hand, loved it.
I think today was just share with the group and city officials, people who aren't normally asked for their input, and for that input to be valued.
The group was really cool because it was so diverse. I thought that was interesting how they gathered such a diverse group. That's pretty extraordinary.
The experience for me was tremendous because as a result of writing the creative piece, it's actually inspired me to write a book.
An excellent engagement process with a huge effort, especially in involving diverse and hard-to-reach communities. clearly driven by a deep commitment to engage in a highly complex and multifaceted stakeholder issues environment.
Congratulations again to City of Sydney, and in fact to all our project category winners. We're now going to take a break, only 5 minutes before moving on to announce the major award winners for this evening. So you've got time to jump up, freshen up, fill your glass, stretch your legs, and we'll see you back here in 5 minutes. Looking forward to it already. Remember, selfie sticks, post those photos, and use the handle IAP2 Core Values Awards. See you soon. Welcome back. What's the vibe out there? I'd love to know what's happening on Facebook. I want to see more of those photos. I'd love to know how you're all celebrating. What a night it is already. Big shout out. Oh, I love it. Thank you, Cliff. I'm getting a big shout out for me, my work over here. Thank you very much. So we're going to start off this next segment with the Judges Encouragement Award. And who doesn't love a little encouragement? So we're going to award just that. The judges commented about this entry that it was a worthy piece of research and an excellent example of what can be achieved through engagement and the application of core values. So this encouragement award goes to Mates in Construction Queensland and Australian Institute of Suicide Research and Prevention for the Apprentices Research Project. Congratulations. What a win. Yay, okay. So we now move on to the announcement of the 2020 IAP2 Australasia Project of the Year Award. Now we have a runner-up, and that runner-up, the overall Project of the Year, is Shire of Augusta Margaret River, Climate Action Augusta Margaret River with Elton John Consulting for their entry, Climate Action Plan Summit. So again, congratulations to them, a big round of applause and a woohoo for the runner-up for this award. Now, I want to welcome back somebody you heard from before. That's Lisa Prowse, one of our IAP2 lead judges, and she has got the honour of announcing the winner of the Australasian Project of the Year Award. Welcome back, Lisa.
Thank you. I've got a little bit of performance anxiety, so I don't know how everybody's going who's waiting. So the winner is the City
Lisa,
of Sydney.
is it just me who can't hear her, or is it everyone?
Oh, I don't know. Hello?
Can hear her, okay?
You can hear me? Should I keep? Yep, okay. I'll keep talking then, because we don't want to keep people waiting and in suspense. So the winner of the Project of the Year is the City of Sydney for Planning for 2050. Congratulations.
Congratulations again to the City of Sydney, winner of the IAP2 Australasian Project of the Year with their entry, Planning for 2050.
Kids today are going to be tomorrow's adults, so if kids are listened to now, it'll make a big change to the future.
I like it to be innovative, creative, environmentally friendly. Coming to places, meeting with other schools, talking with them, because I like to hear what they have to say about the environment and our city.
It gives us a broader idea of not just what our school believes, but what schools around us believe.
It's been a good insight into what we should be doing
to make Sydney a better place for people to live. The future that we're going to be living in 2050, we have the power to change that.
And having our opinions and our values heard is critical so that we can enjoy our futures.
Judges looked favourably on the City of Sydney entry, saying the I Am Sydney storytelling exercise was amazing and extremely innovative. This is the core values in their purest form.
Love it. How amazing is that as an idea? So good. So we are going to cross directly to Yvette Andrews from the City of Sydney to accept award. Woohoo! Yvette, are you there?
Hi.
Hello.
How are you? We're having a tiny party here with some of the core brains trust of the project, and it's really lovely to be with them to celebrate. And I just have to say, Bujari Gamarawa, we're coming to you from Gadigal country, and I'd like to pay respect to our elders and traditional custodians.
Fantastic. Yvette, congratulations. Couple of questions for you before you get back to the celebrations. Tell us a bit more about this project. We saw a few snippets there, but give us the heart of it.
Well, we were tasked by Andrea Beattie and the City of Sydney, so Andrea is with us and she's the project manager, to plan an engagement that talked to the community about what Sydney in 2050 would be like and how we could get there. And we worked through a process of identifying community values through a broad discussion with the community, through stakeholder workshops on particularly areas of and context, and ended with a deliberative process that involved a youth summit, a children's summit, and a citizens jury. So it really was an extraordinary collaborative effort from our fantastic core team here, but all of the organisation. And I really do need to shout out to Peter Collins and Jen Geis, who are here today.
Tell them to stick their head in. They can come into the frame.
Yeah, come in the picture.
Yeah, come on. Come on in.
Come on, guys. And while you're popping over here, I'd just like to say we loved all the award winners. We just want to say, yes, absolutely. You were all great. We particularly loved Margaret River. Super proud that you're with us in this part of the ceremony. And Yanka Kili, how do you say it?
I said Yankalilla.
Love it.
Yankalilla. Yeah, amazing. Yvette, when you talk about a project that is looking so far ahead, how do you get people to even imagine that sort of time frame?
So can you hear me? How do we get it to happen in that time frame? Sorry, you're breaking up a little, so I'm just going to make up the question. So
good idea.
How do we do it? We worked really hard, but we had an organisation behind us. And we had a huge amount of work with the content area experts that Peter, they're drifting out of the shot. Why are you doing that? Peter and Andrea wrangled to go and sit down then. And we worked with councillors, and interestingly, we used the city's engagement principles, which are based on IAP2.
Okay. Yvette, have they gone off to celebrate by themselves? Okay. I'm going to assume that somehow we've lost them and we might just keep going. Yvette.
Sorry. We might have had a good engagement process, but perhaps we don't have such good internet bandwidth. Maybe a lot of people are online watching. So we worked with councillors on our principles, which are based on the IAP2 core values. We didn't talk to them about activities. We talked to them about what they wanted to get out of the engagement. And they came up with suggestions that they wanted to have a more empathetic and connected community from this process. And so we took that on board, and that allowed us to do those wonderful innovative things like the I Am Sydney story writing citizen story project, and that was done with the wonderful Sydney Story Factory. But we continued on, as you do with these engagement processes. You just go on and on, you don't give up. And we moved through to a really extraordinary part of the process, which was to talk to young people. And I think I got a bit emotional when I saw that everything has turned off. So I hope you can still see us. And we did workshops in schools, and then we brought those young people in to get their ideas. And we got the senior members of staff to go and talk to them with some pretty clear instructions. They had a clear time slot with a clear purpose to go and answer questions, and they weren't allowed to tell the kids what to think. The kids were in control, and then we finished with a beautiful celebration with the Lord Mayor, where the children presented their ideas and the young people presented their ideas for the future, and then we rounded it off with the citizens' jury. So I think if you were to ask me, what our tips are when we sum it all up. So first of all, use the diversity of expertise in the industry. We worked with probably 14, 15 different consultancies and organisations. We worked with them on their special expertise, and we thought of interesting people who could bring ideas to the table, like the Sydney Story Factory. Think about how you can use things across groups. So absolutely no way. We asked people future scenarios. They all got to vote, but we used these in school classrooms. We used them with Chinese grandparents. We even used them with our architect advisors on our advisory panels. And I'll just turn it around because that's a much better answer.
But the simplicity of it, though.
That's right, simple, and we used it in the survey. So you can, don't assume you have to think differently when you engage with different people. They're all connected, in this case, by the place, Sydney, and that connection between people was what made it so powerful. And the final thing I'd like to say is make it fun, be creative, be intuitive, make sure people want to come back, because participating in one workshop is good, but committing and continuing to participate in decision-making for your community is brilliant.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Yvette, you know what I get from listening to you talk is how rewarding the process seems to have been for you and your team. Like
it was such a special opportunity. We often go to work to pay the bills, but sometimes we go to work because we get to work on a unicorn. I think that's the name in the film industry. And this was our unicorn. But it was a wonderful, amazing project because Sydney is a great place, and planning for the future with a community that is hopeful and connected and passionate is a treasured thing to come across. But working with a team of people that are all on the same page, and particularly an organisation, a project team that embeds its thinking in what the community is saying, is probably a really rare and wonderful thing that we got to experience together.
Congratulations. Go celebrate with your team. Well done to you, to the team, to City of Sydney. Congratulations. Such a beautiful, beautiful project. Wow. Okay, moving right along. So now we are going to award the winner for the Research Award. So this award goes to, so this is the Research Award, it's one of our major awards, and this award goes to the Institute for Public Policy and Governance, University of Technology, Sydney, for community engagement in Australian local government, the practice and its pressures. Let's take a look.
Well done to the Institute for Public Policy and Governance, University of Technology, Sydney, winner of the Research Award for Community Engagement in Australian Local Government, the Practice and its Pressures.
This research critically explores the practice and professionalisation of community engagement in Australian local governments. Issues explored include the legislative environment, how Australian local governments understand and practice community engagement, participatory budgeting, the commercialisation around community engagement, how practitioners work and the tensions they face and manage. This research can be used by policymakers, public managers, professional associations and practitioners through its call for more evidence-based approaches to policy making and engagement, which can be used for benchmarking, planning to conduct participatory budgeting, the barriers practitioners need to overcome when working in public institutions, and the challenges faced by practitioners.
The judges commented that this research project will add to the quality of practice and be a benchmark of the practice in this local government sector.
Fantastic. So we're going to cross live now to Helen Christensen, who's going to tell us more about the project and accept the award on behalf of the Institute for Public Policy and Government, University of Technology, Sydney. Welcome, Helen.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thanks very much. Thank you. And my acknowledgements to the Turrbal and Yuggera people here in Meanjin. And thanks for having me. This is a bit weird. I'm nervous, even though I'm in a room by myself.
It is an odd experience, isn't it? Helen, tell us about this project. What's your why behind the project?
So honestly, I was looking for answers. Prior to working in engagement, I was a teacher. So I had a lot of theory and practice before I went out and started practicing, but I kind of fell into engagement like so many people do. And I was kind of missing that foundation. So I basically went on a bit of an exploration.
And it wasn't just a bit of an exploration, because you and I spoke before we went to air, and it was
about 4.5 years of my life, yeah.
That is just massive dedication. Congratulations. And Helen, I'm sure that the whole process was surprising and had elements of surprise. Is there something that stands out for you about your research and what you discovered?
So many things. Ultimately, I was quite heartened by how dedicated engagement practitioners are. They work really hard. They're really dedicated to their communities. They overcome some really kind of tricky barriers in terms of how public organisations work. And they're also really generous with their time, including people doing research, such as myself. So, yeah, it's all about the practitioners for me, this one.
Wow. Only good things about this profession is what I'm hearing tonight. It's beautiful, really is, particularly when we get so much negative news at the moment. To hear good people doing good stuff is really heartening. So, and tell us about how you believe that this research will evolve and benefit the industry as a whole.
I think it can benefit a lot of people. So it gives practitioners some data in terms of benchmarking. It gives organisations kind of considerations for their policy and their practice, and it also advocates for a greater evidence-based sort of decision-making around engagement policy. There's not a lot of research in engagement. There's some, but there's a whole lot of gaps. So anything that kind of raises the profile, gives us more data and evidence is always useful.
Now, not that I want to be pushing you on to the next project when you've just finished that one after 4.5 years, but what next?
Good question. Watch this space. I'm a little bit tired, to be honest, so I'm going to read books for pleasure rather than kind of, journals for highlighting and underlining and quoting.
And will they be on a Kindle, or are you old school with the printed books?
Oh, I'm old school.
There's something special about...
I'm over 40.
Is that the demarcation line? Is it?
Oh, I don't know. Something about books. Everyone's got their thing that they collect too much of, and mine's books. Makes it very expensive to move house.
Indeed. Helen, congratulations. A really well-deserved win. Thank you for joining us here tonight. Enjoy the celebratory moment before the what next, including all those beautiful books. Thanks very much. Congratulations. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Okay, and on we go. The celebrations continue. The Australasian Organisation of the Year Award. For 2020, the IAP2 Australasia Organisation of the Year. Firstly, we have a highly commended, and that's going to Central Coast Council for a fresh start for engagement. Congratulations to Central Coast Council and everyone involved and everyone on the team. Now for our winner. And again, I'm going to get company online. So I'd like to welcome back Claire Murrell. She was with us earlier. She's a lead judge, and she is going to be the one who announces the winner of the Australasian Organisation of the Year award. Hello, Claire.
Hello, doing my drum roll.
Oh my God, here we go.
It's a big job. It's been a real honour, and it's been amazing to do this with Lisa and Anne. But we are all in agreement that this winner absolutely demonstrates excellence, and they are Melbourne Water for their Next Generation Engagement Project.
Woohoo!
And all of the amazing things they do as an organisation.
Wow, congratulations.
Congratulations to Melbourne Water, winner, Organisation of the Year with their entry, Next Generation Engagement at Melbourne Water.
In 2016, Melbourne Water embarked on one of the biggest organisational change programs ever undertaken in the water industry through the Next Generation Engagement Program. Next Gen is a whole-of-system commitment to community engagement founded on the IAP2 core values. Today, best practice engagement at Melbourne Water is driven by the board and leadership team and delivered by our 1,000 plus staff. Our practice is always evolving. Next Gen fosters the delivery of more innovative approaches such as deliberative panels, co-design, digital platforms, and social media. Recently, we developed an interactive game, Drip Trip, that takes players on a personalised urban water cycle adventure to educate community about our services in support of engagement on our 2021 pricing submission. Next Gen is substantiated by an organisation-wide evaluation framework. Presented in a bespoke dashboard, it measures engagement across the IAP2 spectrum and provides comparative data for all engagement activities across the organisation. The framework provides real-time data monitoring, enabling us to demonstrate the value of engagement and continually improve our practice. Today at Melbourne Water, our Next Gen program and the IAP2 core values are embedded as business as usual practice for our 1,000 plus staff. Tomorrow, aligned with the IAP2 core values, Melbourne Water is committed to improving, evolving and adapting our engagement to enhance the public's role in making decisions that impact them.
Melbourne Water are demonstrating that they are at an advanced stage in their engagement practice and processes and are able to be a leader of best practice for others.
Loving all the messaging coming through, all the support for your peers and colleagues. Just, yeah, beautiful. So congratulations to Melbourne Water. I'll be the next person to pass on my congratulations and also draw into our virtual gala event the winner or the person who's going to accept this award on behalf of Melbourne Water, and that is Greg Bain. Come on down, Greg.
G'day, Susie. How you going?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Very well, very well. Very chuffed. Thank you very much.
I'm not surprised. You're looking very schmick over there. Very smart indeed. Congratulations to you and your team on this win. How does it feel?
It feels really good. It feels fantastic, especially after hearing all those fantastic other projects, whether they won awards or not. I think as someone said, really fantastic range of projects, taking the engagement industry further, really.
Yeah.
I must say, I'm also very jealous of the City of Sydney team. We can't meet together. So just at the moment, unfortunately, because of COVID, but a big shout out to my team. Well done. And we'll get together when we can.
Yeah, love it. A couple of questions for you while we've got you here, Greg. How do you go about engaging internally on this project?
Yeah, well, we took a real bottom-up and top-down approach to it, Susie. We, with our Next Gen program, we started really at the top level. We felt that was important. We worked and involved the board and the leadership team at the start. and then really worked with the whole business, but particularly the senior leaders in developing the program. So they had a real sense of ownership and courage. And just some examples of that, we developed some internal campaigns featuring, key staff, starting with our managing director, expressing their commitment to community engagement for their specific day-to-day role. And we also ran a whole series of masterclass activities showcasing different tools, methods and approaches to engagement. And that was attended by over 700 of our staff.
That's powerful. When you've got that sort of direct messaging from stakeholders high up, it makes a world of difference, right?
Sure.
Somebody, they've got your back. Yeah, and there's an authenticity about it. Those influential champions, as you said, they delivered direct messages to support the project. What else were they able to do for you on this to really advance it?
Well, I think they, as you said, they sort of smoothed the path and sort of show this, the business and the organisation is really committed to this outcome. And we have a broader customer and community agenda, so it really fitted very nicely in with that. But I'd have to say, in terms of influence, for us, really our most influential champions were our customers and the community. They had been telling us we needed to improve, gave us lots of ideas on how and how we could do this, how we should do this, and we just needed to listen to them more. But I also just do a bit of a shout out to my team. We had some really particular specific people involved. Really the key architect for the program and the person that sort of drove it in the business was Alicia Pickering, who was our team leader driving the program. And then everyone in my team, the community engagement team, were instrumental in delivering on the vision, worked with the business and just made sure we were better connecting with and listening to the needs of our community.
I hope they're all there with you celebrating.
Unfortunately not, because we're in Melbourne. We can't quite get together in the numbers we would like. So give us a week and we will.
I love it. Greg, a couple of things before you go.
Sure.
Key lessons, anything that you would do differently that like you just wouldn't take through to the next kind of project that you do like this?
Yeah, I think, things we do differently is we'd start earlier. We'd heard that feedback a long time and we should have jumped in earlier and committed to it, but we got going and we just really saw great benefit in doing that. It's pretty obvious, but no one knows the needs of the community more than that community themselves. So I suppose the lesson out of that is don't be afraid to involve the community early and often. And probably the other one was aligning with the core values, the IAP2 core values. That really helped us design best practice engagement, and that brought to life our organisational vision about enhancing life and livability for Melburnians.
And it's not like you have to reinvent the wheel. When you've got that core structure to work with, you can hang your stuff around that and it already exists. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
wonderful.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Top 3 tips to sum it up, talking to your peers.
Sure, no worries. I think firstly, ensure your teams are IAP2 certified. All our new engagement staff at Melbourne Water are provided with that training. The other tip for us was engage on the engagement. So use your engagement muscle in the business. So collaborate with your colleagues to develop your plans, test them, challenge them, you'll improve them, and ultimately you'll get better outcomes. So that's important. And for us, particularly through COVID, don't be afraid to try new approaches and tools. We've gained really tremendous benefit and insight through new and novel approaches. You heard about Drip Trip in the video. So really, particularly, as I said, through COVID, we learned a lot and we got even more meaningful engagement than some of the more traditional approaches.
So do you think just because of that challenge to the environment and having to work differently that you actually got a better result for the project?
I'm not sure about better, but maybe more holistic and deeper and diverse. So, yeah, we definitely were able to reach some more different audiences that perhaps we had in the past.
Fantastic. Greg, to you and your team at Melbourne Water, congratulations. That is a magnificent win. And I hope over the course of the week that you all get together and have this time to celebrate, really acknowledge yourselves and also appreciate the IAP2 awards and the process of putting a submission in and having this sort of feedback and recognition for the work that you've done. Congratulations.
Thanks, Susie, and thanks IAP2 for the award.
Brilliant. I can't believe it's all over so soon. Tell me not. that concludes the awards evening. I hope you'll join us in congratulating all the finalists and, of course, our winners. IAP2 will publish a showcase of the winning entries from tonight. You can check in on the website in the coming weeks for interviews, case studies, and a real insight in some of these fabulous projects. Entries for next year's awards will be open in February 2021. Mark it in your calendar. Look out for the announcements in the new year, or even contact IAP2. Make sure you're on the mailing list and be the first to know when the 2021 entry kit is available. So, thank you for your messages. Thank you for your input, your celebration, your energy and inspiration, your contribution, not only to this evening, but to this incredible industry, which is growing, vibrant, and really demonstrates these beautiful values of human beingness, which for me, when I look out there in the world, the more of this that we can get out there, the more we have that community connection and engagement, what a better place we'll be living in. So again, let me thank you for your energy, your contribution to this evening and this show. Thank you to our judges, our board members, our speakers, and of course 2020 Core Values Awards winners and entrants. Continue the celebrations, continue with the selfies and the photos. Let us know what's going on over there in your world so that we can stay connected throughout the evening. Thank you to IAP2 Australasia. Thank you to you all, and good night. Keep celebrating, and congratulations. Bye-bye.